the sales funnel, why you're not selling online, and how to fix it. We are going to fix that right now. But why do people struggle with this? We need to talk about the gurus. Hey, internet homie, Jamie here and Ben, and today I have a new video for you because I want to share actionable step-by-step marketing content that you can apply in your business right now, today. Today is a Throwback Thursday video, and that means that you're going to get long form content where you're going to learn either a specific copywriting technique, a specific marketing technique, or you get to watch over my shoulder while I work. So I definitely recommend getting yourself comfortable, get something to drink, make sure that you have something to take notes in, and buckle in. If you're ready to market smarter, not harder, then make sure that you give this video a like and subscribe to the channel so that you don't miss any of my next actionable marketing content videos. All right, let's dive right into it.
We interrupt this program to bring you the Marketing Nerd Show, starring Jamie, the marketing nerd. Grab a seat, take out your notes, and let's get into the show!
Hi, Barbara. I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm doing great. I'm so glad that you're able to meet us today. And I just let the audience know just what a fantastic copywriter you are and the importance and the difference of how anyone can come up with an idea, create a logo, set up a website, create a Facebook page. But there's only few of us that actually get down and dirty with knowing the mechanics behind what it takes to convert. So that's what you're going to pretty much introduce tonight. So whenever you're ready, if you want to go ahead and get started, just let me know when.
Yeah, sure. Thank you so much for that introduction. You are absolutely too sweet. Hi, everybody watching. I am so excited to teach you how to sell better. And probably my favorite part about what you're about to learn today is that I'm sharing with you the number one top reason why my clients struggle to sell. So with everything going on with the coronavirus, how this is going to help you take your business online is because making that transition from selling in person, doing your transaction in person to online is a big jump. But what I think is so cool about what you're about to learn today is not only can you use it online, but you can also use it to close more sales on the phone, on video calls, or in person. So I think that what you're doing today is setting a very strong foundation for not only how you're moving your business forward right now in this wacko time, but how you can move your business forward next year and the year after and in the next 10 years to come as well. So I hope that you're as excited as I am to dive into it. Here we are. We are talking about fuck the sales funnel, why you're not selling online, and how to fix it. So the thing about what's going on with coronavirus really, really monumentally sucks. But there is some good news. There is a silver lining. And the good news is that the internet has made starting a business easier today than ever before. But succeeding on the internet, that is a completely different story. And I run into the same problems with my clients over and over and over again. They're not selling online, whether they are a digital business or an in-person business. And you guys, I do work with both. I've worked with everything from I sell everything online. I've never, warehouse, what's that? All the way to, okay, we're like training sales teams, writing scripts for your phone center, stuff like that. So I do have a background in both. And especially right now with what's going on with the quarantine stuff and the regulation stuff, a lot of my brick and mortar friends and our local business friends that they're having to make this really challenging and really tough transition from, before you do your whole transaction process all in person. And now you have to not just close the sale, but you have to deal and cope with making that complete transaction online. So we are going to fix that right now. But why do people struggle with this? We need to talk about the gurus. If you're following some of these big internet marketers in the world, you have to know this. The way that you have been taught marketing is too product focused. We're going to dive into unpacking that more. And by the end of this, you're going to understand what that means. But if you're struggling to sell online right now, I want you to know that it's not your fault. Okay. It's not your fault that you were taught wrong by someone. And I'm not going to name any names here, but when you buy products and courses from some of these gurus, the truth is that they want you to succeed enough. They want you to succeed enough that you're going to write them a good review, but not so much that you're not going to need the next products that they roll out or the next $50,000 mastermind that they roll out. Here is why. Sometimes it's because they are on purpose holding back the complete information from you. So if you have that conspiracy theory, that can definitely be true sometimes, but here's what's more common, you guys. Here's what's more common. More often than not, they actually don't fully understand the full process of the marketing and sales that actually makes their business run, because behind the scenes, they're having a big team running everything for them. And so that's exactly what Barbara was talking about, is that I am that one of those people. You know, people have a personal brand and you like to think, oh, it's just her, it's just him doing all this stuff and this looks so nice. And I'm here to tell you today that we work with teams, and I'm not here to name names. I'm not here to drag anybody down. You know, I'm not about negativity. I just want you to realize what is going on. And the truth is that these people have teams of like 20 people, 30 people, 40 people behind the scenes running everything for them. And so that's how you can know that everything I'm about to tell you is accurate and real, because I'm the one who actually has to do it for some of these people.
And I do want to touch a little bit on that, because I know for some of you that were here Monday and Tuesday, I talked a little bit about the solopreneur or the mom and pop syndrome, what I call, right? And essentially what that is when you're watching these videos, when you're being promised that you can do it too, absolutely you can do it too. But there's a moment when you go where you have to jump that bridge and say, okay, I own a restaurant, but I can't be the delivery, checkout, cook, right? You can't be all these things. You have to make sure that now you have to reach out. So I want to emphasize what Jamie said as well. Not all people that have a marketing system or that they're teaching something, not all of them actually have in-house people either. So then that kind of gives you even more blinders as to what that real customer journey is all about. And it also blinds you to see the full spectrum. And this is why I love this PowerPoint. And I highly recommend that, you know, if you come back and watch it again, it'll be up on Entrepreneur TV. Watch it again, because she's about to give a lot of different golden nuggets in a sense where you have to look at the big picture. So why don't you jump right into the presentation, Jamie?
Yes, absolutely. So because of this is the reason why sometimes it can feel like you're trying really hard and you're doing everything right, everything just the way that you were taught to do it, but you're still not seeing results. So luckily, I have some good news for you. Today, I'm going to tell you 3 of the most common marketing myths that you're holding on to that are holding you back from successfully selling. And I'm going to show you the biggest mindset shift that you need to make to have more conversions and have more sales online. But first, let's talk just a little bit more about who I am and why you should even really care about what I have to say. These are just a few highlights from some of my larger clients. Through conversion rate optimization, I helped Head Candy, a e-commerce beauty business, grow from $6 million to $12 million in revenue in 1 month. Within the first month that our project went live, that doesn't mean 1 month it all happened, but like the first month that we launched the system that I put together, instant 100% month over month revenue increase. Jay Shetty is a rather large social media influencer. I have done multiple 6-figure launches and 7-figure launches for them. The full strategy, all the copy, what the webinar should be about, what the pre-launch stuff should be about, all the emails, every single thing. And I've also done some full sales funnel audits for Jake Paul. Jake Paul is another social media influencer. So let's dive into the good stuff. Here is the situation, you guys. before we can dive into, fuck the sales funnel and what's all that about, we need to deal with something else first. And this is really important, okay? Up here, you have a lot of noise going on about what good marketing looks like and what business is supposed to look like. And I call this head trash. And let me tell you, if you follow any of these popular internet marketers, you've almost certainly picked up a few pieces of head trash along the way. So the only way to see what's not working in your marketing, in your business, and in your sales is to throw that away. So let's talk about that. The first is that you don't have to be a good writer. I know something, and this is like speaking to people like you guys who are watching this right now, not my mega millions clients, like regular actual people like you, is that they just have this hang up about doing their marketing and stuff. And it's like, oh, well, I'm not sure what to say. I'm not actually a good writer. So I'm just gonna, put that off. I'm not sure about it. I don't know. But I want you to just take everything that school taught you about complicated grammar and long words and stuff like that, and just throw that away. Just
yes. No, I'm saying yes because I want
to. Oh yeah.
That. But go ahead, finish that thought.
No worries. I didn't know if you had a question following that, but yeah. So you can just absolutely throw that away. And here is the truth. The truth is that the highest converting copy and the highest sales assets that I write for my clients at all levels is conversational. It's simple and it is straightforward. So what you have to keep in mind about that is that doesn't mean that you have to like dumb anything down, and you shouldn't be speak down to the people that you're trying to serve and to help. But all that means is that you can avoid unnecessary jargon, and you don't have to worry about being like a professional author.
We're losing her.
Me?
Say something about that point that she was making, school taught you. So what I want to say about that essentially is that I agree with that. Do you know how many times I have people me and then just pretty much saying, so we lost you there for a minute, Jamie, FYI. But don't worry, I'm making a statement on your last point. And I wanted to say that I get a lot of text messages and messages about, my grammar and how I'm writing. And I'm big on mindset. So FYI, just so you know, I want to emphasize that Jamie's just trying to prepare you to kind of say, data dump and whatever I think about anything, toss it for this moment. Just toss it so you can learn something new, right? And make sure that you don't get intimidated, embarrassed, or shy about a camera, your grammar, or whatever it should be. So I'm going to put back your PowerPoint up.
Am I back now? You guys can hear me?
I can hear you just fine. And don't worry about it because I got your back. So if you go down again, I have like so much to say about this amazing PowerPoint. So don't worry about it, girlfriend.
And thank you. Well, also, that's so strange because I could actually hear like everything that you said. But whatever. Yeah. We're back. We're here. We're rolling. So that is the first thing that you can just let that go. Okay.
Yep.
The second is that we are not writers. We are salespeople. Writers care about being artistic and witty and like ego and feeling cool about what I wrote. You care about results. Okay. As a business person, you're a salesperson. You have to care about results. So what does that mean? And what does that look like? That looks like avoid $5 words, okay? You don't need to whip out all of your SAT words right now, okay? I'm really smart and I know lots of big words, but am I using them right now to talk to you? No. So we need to, in our marketing, be high description, high emotion, and low reading level as much as possible, because people need to be able to understand what you're saying in a lot of different circumstances. Why is that? We're going to talk about that in a second. But let's finish out this head trash. The final, and honestly, most important one. This is probably the number one reason why you're not selling. In my opinion, the worst piece of business advice for marketing and advertising by far is make your product the hero. Here's the thing, you guys. This is what's going on in everybody's head. All of us, we wake up and we're like, it's kind of hot out. I want coffee. Hey, here's my dog. I love snuggling my dog. Oh, am I going to be late to work? Better brush my teeth. I don't know. This is all what's going on in people's heads. Okay, we're all narrating constantly a story in our minds about what's happening to us, because that is just how our brains work and how we make sense of the world. Literally, there's like only a small percent of the population who doesn't have that, and you're probably more likely to be struck by lightning than to be like one of those people. And it's not about you. I'm saying even this for your clients. All your prospects have this going on in their head. So what's happening is that like Coca-Cola is coming up and they're being like, hey, Jamie, like we want to be your hero. And I'm like, no, like I'm my own hero. Like, you know, go find your own story. So what do you want to do instead, you guys? Instead, you want to play the guide, okay? Because like, again, if Coca-Cola comes up to me and they are like, sorry, I'm like checking out what my dog's doing in the camera. I think he's just being cute and laying down, but he's like full of mischief. So you never know. But like if Coca-Cola came up to me and they're like, Jamie, we want to be your hero. I'm going to be like, fuck off. Like I'm Luke, like go find your own fucking thing. Okay. You want to be their Yoda. So that sounds like kind of high level and kind of whack. So what exactly does that mean, right? Like, let's take this to the streets. I want to show you something that will show you exactly how this me syndrome is affecting you right now, is affecting your business decisions that you're making every day. And like, if you might be thinking, Jamie, like, I don't know, I don't do that. Wait, just wait. And it's not just you. This is, let's look at this. So this is, professional marketers. I'm going to skip this and I'm just going to go to this one that has everything. So this is I want this to go away. Go away, little bar. I'll, whatever. It will just chill there. Oh, there we go. So what you're looking at right now, I'm going to breeze through them. So don't worry about like squinting and looking at it. This is a real survey that a real marketer uses with their real clients. Okay. And so this is what I mean when I say it's not just you, it's even professionals. Okay. It's even professionals who are supposed to be trained to know better, but they still fall victim to me syndrome. So I'm just going to read a couple of these out loud and you think or type in the comments what you notice about them. And let's see if you can figure it out before I say it. Barbara, I'm going to, do my breeze through and then you can let me know if somebody got it before I do the big reveal. So, who founded your company? What problem does your company solve? Who or what inspires people to work at your company? Who's your ideal customer? Why do your customers buy from you? What was your company's proudest moment? Where's your company based? When was the company started? Who runs your company today? What are your core values? What's the best thing that your customers say about you? Who are your competitors? What's the biggest challenge your company has faced? What special processes and blah, blah, blah does your company use? So does anybody notice anything about these questions? Because I do, and I see a really big problem with them. Barbara, you see a huge problem with this, right?
I do. And actually, Rosa, one of the viewers, just hit the nail on the head. She literally said that this whole questionnaire is catered to the company. So it's like, who's the company? So good job, Rosa.
Yay. And you know what's funny? I did not even show her this at all. Like we did not discuss this.
I hope not.
No, we didn't. So that's totally great. Yay.
Over here.
And that is 100% exactly right, you guys. Look at just the beginning. There are 6 me questions before we even get to one question that's about the people that you're supposed to be serving. And on top of that, out of 14 questions, 11 of them are me syndrome. And this is on behalf of someone who's supposed to be helping their client and doing right by their client, but here they are as even a professional falling victim to the me syndrome. And so that means that like 80% of these questions basically nobody cares about. And this is not the 80-20 rule that you want to follow, you guys. You want to flip that around. You want to be 80% about the customer and barely 20% about you. So the biggest problem with me syndrome is that you're making it about you when really it's their story. Okay, so let them be Luke and you just focus on supporting them in the journey that they're trying to make. So what I need you to do right now is I need you to take all of that head trash and just put it right where it belongs, okay? You need to put it in the garbage. You have to let it go, because if you don't do that, you're not going to be able to make the progress in your business that you really want to make. Now,
Can I interject really quick, because people are dumping important things here, but
Oh, absolutely, go for it.
What you're offering right now is for them to dump talking about their company. But what I want to say is, because a lot of the people that are joining here.
Oh, Katya also got it.
Yes, she did. I gave her props for that. I just didn't want to interrupt you. So anyhow, I just wanted to share, a lot of the people that are watching us right now are thinking, I have a brick and mortar. How am I going to transition? How am I going to do this? So what you have to dump is when you're doing a face-to-face conversation in your sales. I know that Jamie's talking about copy, but when you're doing a face-to-face in sales, you also don't want to come up and say, well, my company does this, my company does that, and my company does this, because that completely just gives like a bad vibe, doesn't help with the close. And if you had watched yesterday's promo, it's kind of not addressing you're the solution, as opposed to it's all about me and I look, great and my company's the best. So that's something that you definitely have to dump. Forget about the company.
I 1,000% agree with you. And I'm really glad that you said that. And on top of like in-person business, this is also a big mistake that people make in networking, like in networking groups. And Barbara, you probably know this from the ones you go to, but you guys, when you're doing your go around and do the 10-second pitch, get to know each other type of thing. Also, and right now we're not doing it in person. Hopefully you have some great Zoom groups that you're doing that with, and you can hit me up afterwards. I have some good ones in the Florida area too. But when you're back in that type of situation, pay attention and look out for and identify me syndrome. And you'll probably notice it because you'll realize you're getting bored with whoever is talking.
Exactly. Yep.
So, but where does all of this head trash come from, though? That is what we're here to talk about today. And the answer is baked into the most fundamental of all marketing lessons, the sales funnel. So, by breaking this down, you're going to understand the root of all of these problems, this head trash that we just discussed. You're going to understand where it comes from. Here's the thing, you guys. The sales funnel is a useful model to help you just wrap your head around what exactly is going on in the selling process. But there is a fatal flaw to that analogy, and it is this. It assumes that gravity is working with you, okay? But the truth is that sales is not a slide where people shoo, 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 all the way down to the bottom and yay, you got a sale. Like, no, that's not how it works. And you guys know that that's not how it works. So here is what it is that you're feeling when I say that that's not how it works. Sales is more like climbing a mountain because gravity is working against you. It is pushing down and doing everything possible not to have you close that sale. It's easier for people to stay in the same place that they are right now than it is to do something different, like by buying your services. So what you're looking at here is this is you at the top of the mountain, okay? This is where your business starts. The point at which you're doing anything for a customer, servicing them, sending them an order, working with them, talking to them, that is their finish line. You are already at the top of the mountain. You're already at the top of the mountain and they're starting from the bottom and they have to work their way up to get to you. And just so you guys know, these are two pictures of the same mountain. It's called, I'm probably gonna butcher it, but Chaimen Mountain. You can Google Heaven's Gate later if you want to check out. We're gonna look at more pictures of it, but this is a real place. And like, I literally want you to understand, this is the same fucking mountain that we're looking at right now. So here is what is going on. How do people ultimately come to find your business and make a sale? The truth is that every question that they ask themselves, every piece of advice that they seek from a friend, every article that they Google, all the posts and the emails that they read, and they visit your website and they look at that is all part of their journey to the top of the mountain. And let's be clear on what their journey is. First, they have to decide that they're going to do whatever. They want ice cream, they want videography for their event. They have to decide to do something. Then they have to find out about you guys, you lovely viewers. And then they have to actually pick you by buying from you. And so that means that they're introduced to you somehow through an ad or a piece of content or whatever, and they have to make a decision each step of the way. Do I care about this? Yes or no? This ad, do I care about it? Yes or no? I'm on the website. Am I going to click off of it or not? Like Barbara knows for sure that when somebody lands on your website, if they, like most people click the X within 2 seconds. Isn't that right? Barbara?
Yes, I completely agree with that. Don't worry, I muted myself.
I know. Yeah. I'm like, girl, you're muted. But yeah.
I want to I do want to add something to that.
Sure. Go for it.
The less friction in that funnel, which is essentially what you're saying here, the better, because people get bored, not only with this live, but with your sales funnel and everything else. And I'm not saying that our live sucks, because it's the best ever.
Our life is dope, but all those other lives out there.
Yeah, no, I'm just kidding. That's terrible. We shouldn't say that.
Hi,
man.
man.
We have to behave. But yeah, so no, I love what you're saying, because for sure, it's like no different than a heavy, like myself, that I'm not an athlete and I look up to this and this is your sales funnel. I'm like, I'm not going to climb that unless you're going to like wine and dine me or something. So yeah, different perspective.
Absolutely. And that is exactly the thing, is that we are learning how to identify friction in our sales process, in our marketing process. And, we're going to learn what exactly we need to do to overcome it. And you guys, you have to consider and keep in mind that I am greatly simplifying the complexity of this type of situation. So this is the other problem with the guru sales funnel model, is that it teaches you to think in a straight line. It teaches you to think that everybody gets to the top of the mountain the same exact way, but they don't. The truth is that it looks more like this, okay? Like, not everybody is gonna see the ads that you're putting up. Not everybody is going to read every single email. Not everybody is going to even look at your website. Like, you have to keep in mind, you guys, that sometimes people literally might pull up your sales page on accident because they Googled like some type of phrases that made your sales page come up. So if they have a completely different perspective than you, all you're seeing is this part at the top, okay? You're focused on, as it like makes common sense, but common sense is not always the thing that makes you successful and moves you forward. But it does make common sense that you're focused on your business, fulfilling your customers and everything that comes from the point of sale and after that. But what you're not seeing is these other 4 parts and the map that I just showed you and the stairs that everybody has to get up. What you're not seeing is this, and you're thinking with business logic, okay? Because you have the full context. You know how hard you work. You know that you want to make all of your customers happy. You know what, all the time that you took to learn your skill and build your business, and you're detail oriented and how passionate you are. You know that. But other people don't know that because they're just meeting you for the first time. You have all of the information, and when you approach your sales and marketing, you can create friction because you are approaching it with a business mindset. And the takeaway from this is that your customers or prospects have a completely different perspective than you. They have different needs than you. They're asking different questions than you think that they're asking, because when you're an expert, you don't always remember what you didn't know when you were a beginner. And this is exactly what's happening to you in your business. And your prospects are going to have to take many, many, many steps to meet you at the top of the mountain. So here's the problem. The problem is that thinking with this company logic, thinking with your business brain, leads to something that I call the Frankenstein effect. What is the Frankenstein effect? It is when you're following and believing these marketing myths, the myths that you learned earlier. Everything that's wrong with how you've been approaching how you're trying to create your marketing and the reasons why it's creating friction in your sales funnel or in your process. And the thing is that you get this completely disjointed journey and whack touch points that are not relevant to your market at all, that nobody cares about, because everything has been built in this little bubble by you with your business logic, and it's been completely isolated from the people that you want to serve. And so if you're thinking to yourself right now, like, whatever, like, that's not what's going on with me, let me know if any of these sound familiar right now. You spend a lot of time writing blog posts or making free content like podcasts and stuff like that nobody sees. You're sending emails, but nobody is opening or clicking them. You have a website, but nobody is going to it. And you have products and services, but nobody is buying it online. If any of those things sound familiar, and especially if more than one sounds and feels familiar, then you, my friend, are probably suffering from the Frankenstein effect. But it's okay. It's okay. You were taught wrong. We're going to fix it right now. So how do you fix it? Let's look at what this looks like in the real world, because this is like a little bit high level. So let's take it literal. I don't think I'm going to try to play this ad, because when we did the tech thing earlier, it didn't work. But basically, it is like a super rambling Instagram ad. This is the top of the funnel, and he's like, hey, I'm Jake Paul, and like, whatever. Like, you might want to be an influencer, just like me, like something like that. So just take the personality test. Just go take this personality test. I wish I was kidding, but that's like literally exactly what that ad is.
Yeah. And I don't want to interrupt you, but at what moment do you want to cover two questions? One on your previous mountain whole example, and then the next one was a question in regards to a web page that I'd like to answer. But when
yeah,
do you
sure.
want to do that for me?
I could do it now before we move on from the other topic, if it's about that.
For sure. So let's. I'll wait for you, and I'm going to repeat the question to you when you're ready, Jamie.
I'm listening. Me and my dog are having a stare down because he's deciding if he wants to keep barking at me or not.
Okay.
Come here.
Basically what the question initially was is on the perspective of the mountain that you were sharing, they wanted to know how that applies to their business funnel and what you were referring. So I guess a short, concise, like, how does it affect and impact them?
Absolutely. So how it affects and impacts you is, all right, I'm like, give me 2 seconds so that I can just catch this dog.
I'm going to cover the other question while you're doing
cover
that.
the webpage question.
Yeah.
And I'll be right back.
The question that came up
Ben,
was,
out of here.
and let me do this. So one of the questions that came up was, is your web page your sales page? And I'm going to type it into the comments, but I'd like to answer this. That's a really great question, as a matter of fact, because sales, everybody gets confused, right? Because there's so much jargon out there. Essentially, your sales page can be anything. Your sales page can be your video sales page. So when someone lands onto a website, and now you have a video there, that's considered a video sales page. Your sales page can be the very first page people land on, and then you start going and taking them through the sales funnel, if you will. A sales page can be a completely different thing away from your whole website and appearance and brand. And that could just be set up for a certain product, a certain service that you provide or a certain event, like for example, us right here, we would have a whole sales page just for this. So it's all in how you see it. Again, it's just sales page just refers to the moment or the conversation you're going to begin to have with the consumer about what it is that you offer, how you solve their problem, and what they're going to have to pay for that. So that's what a sales page
Which
is.
one was this one? Is your web page your sales page?
Yes, and what I was just sharing with them was that your sales page can actually come in different shapes or sizes or forms, because I know you have a segment on video sales letters, so that'll be like a sales page. And then it doesn't always have to be the main page of your website. It could be somewhere else, promoting a certain product, promoting a certain launch, and so on and so on. So the question is really good, because I do find that people do get confused
About that. And can I maybe add on to that?
Absolutely, please.
Yeah, sure. So here's an easy way to think about it. And this is something that I really try to emphasize when I'm teaching marketing, is that every piece of marketing should only have one purpose. So if you're having, for example, the homepage of your website, and it wasn't specifically designed to be a sales page, like sometimes it is, but if it's just a regular homepage of your website, then you have to consider that the purpose of that is usually to direct and push people to the pieces of information that they're looking for. So in that case, it's like an organizational function. Sometimes you are like, maybe you're doing some type of lead magnet or whatever. If you're trying to grow your list, you might be doing like a webinar, or you might be offering a free email guide or whatever like that. In this case, what we call this page, if it's for something free, is either a squeeze page or an opt-in page, when basically the purpose of that is only to, get somebody into your system so that you can engage them with follow-up communications after the fact. But like, what you wouldn't want to do is say, hey, here's like my free book, and also buy my $900 program. Like, so it's much more powerful when you keep the functionality separate. And there are like a few different types of reasons why you might have specific web pages. Like when you have a sales page, it can be in a lot of different formats, which is what Barbara was saying. Like, you can use videos on it. You can just have a video sales letter where it's only like a video and then a buy button at the bottom and stuff like that. Or you could have a written thing and blah, blah, blah. But if you're making the transaction on that page, that's a sales page. And there is a slight difference when it comes to e-commerce, which, when I say this term, which maybe is a little confusing, so let me specify what that means, is that e-commerce, well, it really can mean two things. It can just be a broad term for selling anything online, but usually an e-commerce store is basically like a retail store, but online, when you're selling like maybe 20 or 50 or 100 or 200 products on one store. So think like Amazon, or think like going to your favorite brand and buying something like, Nike or whatever, like that's an e-commerce store if you're buying it right from there. And so in that case, the page that you're doing the transaction on is called a product page. Although something that's become very popular is a product page, sales page hybrid, where the product page has like different sections and stuff like that, and it's like a little bit designed to look more like a sales page. So that was a little bit of a tangent, but I hope that you guys enjoyed that.
Yes, I actually wanted to tell you on that note, that's a great question. There is a lot of confusion. I just jotted down that I'm going to go ahead and do a video just on that topic alone. My golden thing that I always stick to is this: always be selling. I come from hardcore sales, and for me, everything's a landing page. Everything is a piece of, and I love the way you put it, Jamie. You said essentially every single piece has a purpose.
Yeah.
Your ad's going to get a click-through rate. That's its purpose, and it does its job. Your landing page or your one page that you're directing them to, or your video you're directing them to, that needs to get a job done. So just think of, you're always selling, and you don't have to complicate it, because essentially you don't have to worry about your website and what is this and what is that, and that's where we get lost. So continue and let us know about the Frankenstein effect. But we did have that other question, and I don't know if we should get into it or not, but to shorten the question, that was actually not in the comments, Jamie. It just came straight to my phone.
Oh, darn. Well, you know what?
Yeah.
Can we pause it? Because I was like, actually, the note that we ended on was perfect for this, because this is actually an example. So let's put a pause on that. After we do Frankenstein Effect, we'll come back to this one.
I agree. That's what I was going to suggest.
Yes, absolutely. So where Barbara ended at saying that each part has a function in the overall sales process, this is the main problem with it you're about to see. So like she said, the ad has a purpose of having a click-through rate. Okay, great. So, you know, it was a really shitty ad. I wish you could have heard it so that you could know how shitty it is, but just trust me that the bad impression I did is actually a good impression and probably better than the ad itself. So you click on that ad and it takes you to this quiz, but what you got to keep in mind, besides the fact that this page looks like absolute shit. Okay. Like this is what is this fucking font for ants? Like I'm staring at it on my actual real screen and I cannot even read some of these names, like Jake, Amanda, Johannes, and Nick maybe, but I don't know who picked rail thin white text. Not a good call. Super small, not legible. I'm only 24 and I can't even read it. So it's just overall not good. But you have to keep in mind that the stated purpose of both this piece of, you know, dumpster fire that we're looking at right now and the ad that came before it is saying personality test. Okay, it's saying you're going to get a personality test. So, you know, you take the quiz and then like a personality test, you have like you answer questions and then you click submit your questions, right? And what would you expect to happen? You would probably expect that you would get the result of your personality quiz, and you would be wrong. What you get instead, if this little black bar will go away, is this really super random and confusing video sales letter about joining his inner circle. Like what the fuck is your inner circle? You know, like I didn't click on this for inner circle. I clicked on this for a personality test. Like I don't even get it. And this video, I wish that you could see the video, but it made like absolutely no sense. It was like, I'll give you a 3-sentence summary of it. Hi, I'm Jake Paul, and here's my Lamborghini. You know, growing up, like I was bullied a lot and I never really thought that I would grow up to be anything special, but I did. So now pay me $57 to join my inner circle. I wish I was kidding, but I just saved you 20 minutes of your life because that's really all that they said. And this is the major problem. And this is what I mean by a Frankenstein effect, okay? Is that if you're thinking with your business brain, you know, what they're thinking here is like, again, it makes common sense, but common sense is not always what is going to make you successful. If you're a business, you're thinking, I'm paying money for ads to this personality quiz. So that's money going out. And you know what I would like? Money coming in. So why don't we just charge people $57 at the end of the personality quiz? So that's something that makes sense to a business. But the reality is, and the reason why, like this is the state that it was in when they called me and they're like, Jamie, why isn't this working? And I'm like, well, why would it work? So this is a real life example of how the Frankenstein effect and me syndrome and thinking with your business logic can lead you astray to basically just creating things that people don't want. The other big problem with it is that, I didn't mention this, I guess, and if you're not familiar with Jake Paul, which probably many people wouldn't be because he's really like someone for, 11-year-olds or something like that. He used to be on Disney Channel and then he got kicked off of Disney Channel for like being too wild in his private life or his personal life or whatever. But the Instagram ads that they were running them to his audience who is already super, super familiar with him. So this is what they are expecting. This is his other brand. It's like like Avengers of YouTube of like 11-year-olds who make YouTube videos or whatever. They're not 11, but all their audience is like 11 or this. So you tell me, does this or does that or that look like this? No, it doesn't. So things have to you have to set people up with what they expect to see They expect to see this type of modern, stylish type of thing. And then they get this like, I just bought ClickFunnels and typed in my first words, dropped in the video and made it live, weird type of thing. So
I'm
how
not
do
a
you,
fan of ClickFunnels at all, and that's not to say anything bad about them. I know they help a lot of people and they make a lot of sales, but I'm not a fan of ClickFunnels because trust in your brand needs to be there, and that's a perfect example of that, Jamie. It's a perfect example that not only is your message now cohesive, but the look isn't even cohesive. Plus, at the same time, a child is not going to look at that lander in the same way that we look at it, right? They
yeah,
want it to be fun. So that was pretty disappointing.
exactly.
Yeah, very good stuff. Thank you.
Absolutely. I'm literally like, if I, and no matter my age and everything, but like if I'm like, oh, Jake Paul told me that I could take a personality test. Cool. I would click on that and be like, what's this? And then I just closed it out. And to be honest with you, that's actually what we were finding on, when I did the conversion rate optimization audit, is that actually most people, again, like we talked about earlier, people make the decision to close out of your website in like the first 2 seconds. So most people didn't even take the personality quiz, which is probably lucky for them because they would have discovered that they were not going to get a result for that personality quiz. Did you want to answer the other question before we wrap up?
Yes.
Or should I just keep going?
I think you should just keep going. I feel like I know the person and I can like reach back to them and make sure that, we chit chat about it. So no problem. You keep going.
Okay,
I'm
absolutely.
really digging your stuff. If I do want to break for a moment and just say, like, if you're really enjoying this, tomorrow we're going to be back again at 8 p.m. Eastern. We were here on Tuesday, here on Monday. And literally, Jamie and I are working really well together. I love her stuff. She knows what she's talking about. I've been in the industry for 19 years plus. I didn't get a chance to introduce myself. I won't do it now. But what she's giving away here is really important. You can literally use this information and take it to your website, whether it's your marketing material, your Facebook business page, wherever you're looking to do some increase in sales. And it's very, very important that, you take down some good notes and ask questions. This is what we're here for you to ask questions. No question is dumb. Just shoot it out and let's transform businesses here.
Exactly. And I love what you said about no question is dumb, because it's absolutely true. The fact that you have a question is probably maybe just you realizing that you have like a misunderstanding. And that's exactly why Barbara and I are doing this, because we want to help you be successful. We want to help you sell more in your business. I am super hyped about what it is that you do. I want you to make a living doing what you love, and I want to help you help more people. That's why we both do exactly what it is that we do. And this is going to be available, like we're not some of those other jerks who delete the videos and stuff after we do something free, because we really want to create a resource and a place that you can come to get help and get trusted information that works.
And I have a great tagline for that that I love to use. I always say it's 2020. We're not using the same techniques. Everything evolves. There's different kind of technology. If you're using Zoom and been using it for 5 years, guess what? There's 10 other Zooms out there, right?
Yeah.
So Jamie and I are really looking to make a transformation here. And the transformation is, like she said, we're going to put the video up. You're going to be able to watch it. You can share it with your friends. You can share it in your networks. And it's not something that at the end of the day, we're going to tell you, hey, give me your email. We don't need your email. We just want you to have this information. Forget about squeezing out the email. I mean, I was squeezing out emails in 1991. No, I'm just kidding. It was 2002. But that was how it used to get done. We're here to tell you how it gets done now and how it really gets done behind the scenes. So why don't you continue and give us some more information, take down some notes and ask some questions, people.
Yes, absolutely. And please ask questions, because we're here for you. I love answering your questions and I find them really interesting. So how do you fix the Frankenstein effect, right? I'm sure you've all been in our nice little feel-good rant staring at the slide, waiting for me to click on what is next.
I'm a bad MC. What are you going to do?
So what do you need to do instead? Now that you know what not to do, and you have a better idea how your company logic is causing you problems and friction in your sales, how do you specifically need to change your strategy and your messaging so that you can think and speak with customer logic. I'm going to show you some things that seem really, really small, but like Barbara said in the beginning, we come from a world like me and her in the PPC conversion world where just one word in a headline can be the difference between like a 25% increase in sales, or even when we're working with our big boy clients, one word can literally be the difference between making $100,000 and $1 million. So there's a reason why everything that I'm about to show you about, will tell you about what not to say and how to say it instead, works. It works because like literally my job fucking depends on it working. So here is when you put this concept into practice, it is extremely powerful. You have to, going back to, me syndrome and stuff like that, you have to avoid communicating with people like that, avoid giving your pitch like that, avoid explaining in your prospecting meetings with clients like that. What does like that mean? It means never say we, or don't start sentences with I, me, my, we, us, and ours. These are, you want to use them as little as possible. So in the context of writing the copy for your marketing and sales assets, and it's totally normal. Like this is obviously the way that you think, like, because you're caring about yourself. Like I care about myself. Everybody is self-interested. So it makes common sense that when you're first, having a concept and writing it out for how you're going to market your business, that this is the way that you are working it out. But this is what you're going to want to polish up in either your editing process, and immediately after you get off of this session and you start reviewing your website and what emails people have to go through, or if you're running any ads and anything like that, anything that people have to interact with to get to you, to pay you money, you're going to want to look with a critical eye for these types of things. So let's look at some examples. On every website, you will probably see our story, contact us, our mission, about us. This is me syndrome. So just chop that out. Story, contact, mission, about. That I wanted to show you this because I know that every single one of us has seen a website with these in the navigation bars. And I just want, like, we're going to get to more complex concepts, but I want to show you, like, really boil it down simple first. You know what I mean? That this is how the me syndrome is pervasive into what it is that you're doing. This is another example. So I was writing this on Facebook as a comment to somebody about why they should come and see this session. You know what I mean? So I'm typing to them and I'm trying to tell her like that because she didn't know me. She was just commenting on the post like, what's this? Who's that? Should I go? Type of thing. So I was writing and I said, you can check this out for a flavor of what I'm going to teach. And then I linked, to my blog. And I caught myself as I was writing that. And so I changed how it was that I approached her, because this is sales. Like, do you see what I'm saying? Sales is not only making money, although that's a big part of it, but selling is also convincing somebody to take action, convincing somebody that she should come and watch my session. So in this context, I need to change her mind about doing whatever, watching TV, watching The Bachelor, to watching this business education. And so I caught myself when I wrote that and changed it to, you can check this out for a flavor of what you'll learn, you guys. And again, I want to point out that we said that these are small sounding little changes, and how do you apply this to your business? You should, let's say you're doing a sales phone call, like let's take it even past writing, your website, anything that people have to engage with. This is for your posts. This is for your emails, everything, blah, 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 advertising. You get that. But how does this apply to even your sales conversations in person, on the phone, and video chat and stuff like that? You apply the same exact concepts. So if you want to say, increase your closing rate of a sales prospecting meeting or a phone call, what I would do is I would record yourself, and look, 2-party consent states, 1-party consent states. I'm not a lawyer, so if you live in a 2-party consent state, you're taking that on your own, thing. But here's what I have to say. If you're not going to share it with anyone, doesn't matter. So I'm not a lawyer, but if you want to improve your closing rate of your sales calls, I would record yourself in the sales call, and then after you hang up, you review it, and you should identify, oh, here I led with me syndrome, here I'm talking about me syndrome. Oh, now that I'm listening back to it, I can tell that the person on the other end sounds really bored. And Barbara can tell you from training lots of salespeople. Barbara, is this not exactly how you train a sales team?
Absolutely. And I was waiting for you to give your 2 cents on this. And yesterday I talked all about selling and how you're supposed to be talking and how you get in your own way and you interfere in your own way. And I want to look at your slide here, and I want to just point out this is the most important thing ever. Yesterday I gave a formula. Part of that formula said problem and solution. You never want to offer the solution before you've emphasized on their problem. So you listen to their problem, you kind of know what they're doing out there, you know what the biggest hurdle is. The biggest hurdle is you're not getting sales, whether it's on their sales page, whether it's a face-to-face sale. And so here in your before, you have the benefit first, and you're talking cool about this mastermind, et cetera, et cetera. On the bottom, it's talking about their personal pain. If you want my personal guidance on headshots, right?
Are you giving my presentation for me right now?
I'm just saying, that is beautiful, because you're going from talking about you, right? Offering a solution before you even touch on the problem, right? And people are going to get, and I typed it in the comments, I said, use this acronym, and it's WIIFM. What's in it for me? So when a customer talks to you, they always want to know, I don't care who Jamie is. I don't care that she did $1 million for Jay Shetty. I don't care if she studied all the world of copywriting. They still want to know at the end of the day, what's in it for me. And I can tell you from experience, everything that I've ever done, my track record is killer. But forget about that. I always have to humble myself, slap myself in the face, and remember, when I talk to a new person, when I talk to Jamie, when I talk to a new client, they don't know me. They don't know me from a hole in the ground. So I'm not going to lead up with, hey, I'm this big shot and I did this and I did that. No. Hey, what's your problem? And I can help you solve it. If you need guidance through this, if you need that, just help them solve it. Don't get in your way. It's just so sad to watch even expert marketers do this. And you know what? I do it too. I forget. Even Jamie said, I typed up this information and then I looked at it and then I was like, crap, I ain't following my 20/20 rule or whatever, 20/80 rule.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, we're all going to make mistakes, and who cares? Who cares?
And the most important part is not making mistakes, you guys. It's about being able to identify them. And that is the whole reason for this presentation. And also, to be honest, I'm just going to vamp on a personal story for a second. Some of you guys know me who are watching right now, and some of you don't. But before I was in marketing, I was a musician. So I was going to college and playing music at a really high level. And I lived in Europe for a year, in Switzerland, studying at a music conservatory, and I was studying at a really high level. And the most important aspect of getting better at a skill is not messing up and not making any mistakes, but the key to being successful even in a music environment was, oops, sorry, my dog's turning on me and he almost took out my whole headphones. He just wanted to be part of the live stream, I think. He's sitting on my lap right now, and he's totally fine. I mean, he's a little grumpy now because I pointed out that he was acting right, but nope, gotta fix that. There we go. But anyway, the most important thing is not about never making any mistakes, you guys. And it's not like, obviously, I wasn't born like knowing all of the fucking music that I'm supposed to perform or whatever. But the key to being successful in that environment is learning how to identify where I'm making mistakes as I'm practicing, and to have like tools in my tool chest to be able to work on them before I get to teacher. Okay, like before I get to the teacher and I get, well, you don't get a grade on every private lesson that you have, and that's like a whole separate, story thing. But that is what separates people who are able to be successful in music school. Oops, sorry, the dog's like, he's like, no more, mom. He wants to bark at our roommate. It's this cat who lives under my house. But that is the key. And this is exactly what you're getting. And this presentation is not me saying you should feel bad if you're making any of these mistakes. I hope that you're making these mistakes. And I don't hope that, but I hope that if you are making these mistakes, you can see it clearly, and that you feel like, hey, I have some tools in my toolbox that I can use to eat and like work that out and fix it. And I think Barbara and I would both agree that successful marketing and high conversion sales is an iterative process. That means that you try a test, you see how it worked, you make a decision about if and what you want to change, and then you do a second test, and so on and so on. So it's not like you just learn everything and be perfect and do it right all the first time and you never make any mistakes and it's a happy story and then you become a millionaire. It's just that you keep trying really hard and you do a lot of tests and you learn from your mistakes and then you become a millionaire.
So there's a question in the comments box and I read it to you, but why don't you look at it, and that way we can answer it together. I do, while you're reading it, want to share with everyone is definitely, I always use the one phrase, fire, shoot, aim. So essentially I start something and I tweak as I go. And you want to test different components, whether it's just the headline, whether it's just the body copy, one thing at a time. You don't want to be switching everything, because then you get lost and you don't know what you switched that actually led to those increase in conversion rates. But yes, definitely. And I love that you were talking about that, because tomorrow's presentation is actually on something called prototype thinking. And when I did a lot of coaching, I don't do as much coaching as I used to, but when I had thousands of people coming in, I always used to say, I don't care if you don't even have a product. Let's just toss your product out there, set up a page, see how people react, and see if people are going to buy. That's prototype thinking. That's what Jamie's talking about right now. Test, throw it out there, tweak, test, throw it out there. And eventually you're going to get to where you need to be at. And you're going to be able to say, hey, I'm bringing in money for my product. I'm bringing in money from my courses, for whatever it is that you have to service, product you have to. It takes time. It's not like an overnight thing.
Exactly. And so for the question, I think that it is this one from Katya. When I reorganize a sales or product page to follow this, can this be done step by step, or does it have to happen in one move? That's the question, right?
Yes, and I have my answer for it, but since you're the presenter for tonight, you go first.
Absolutely. Vielen Dank für deine Frage, Katja. I love your question. And
enough with the German talk, okay?
I'm sorry.
I caught that.
We'll go be cool somewhere else afterwards. Yes. But yes, it can be done step by step. And I love to see that you said that you were implementing some of what I taught earlier at Bold, and I am so glad that you found that helpful. Here's how you can implement it. For me, I find the easiest way to do it is like, creating marketing is in the verb, right? It's a creative process. So the thing is that you're going to be spending a lot of brain power when you first have an idea or you have to get something new out there, to even, just play around and figure what exactly it is that you're going to do. And then eventually you get like pretty much a complete first draft of what it is that you're going to like start launching out there. So how can you take this stuff and implement it in a process is that after I get to that stage where if you're launching something new, it's like basically a complete version 1. And if you're looking at something like a product page or a sales page that's already existing, then you can jump straight to this step. In my editing process, what I do is I read everything out loud. So like what I in this case, I think this like this slide, I think this was from an email that I was writing for one of my clients for like a product launch that we did. So I literally was sitting there like, blah de blah, like the mastermind group is the place to be if you want my da 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 da. Could I make that better? And here's the thing, something interesting that Barbara and I talked about like a little bit earlier was that I could have written the sentence, and most people would have written the sentence, my mastermind group is the place to be, blah de blah de blah, because that feels natural. So my is like 100% me syndrome. You see what I'm saying? So by taking from my mastermind group to the mastermind group, how I wrote it is like, that's like my marketing training helped me not score 100 on me syndrome, if that makes sense. Helped me score a little bit lower than that. But then as I was reading out loud, I was able to catch this thing, and I was able to identify that you can just flip it around. And the truth is that the more you learn this type of stuff that Barbara and I teach, this video is going to be available. You can keep reviewing it. I do have a video of the bold presentation. I have to like get it back, but I would love to hook like Katya up with that and our other fabulous women who attended bold. But the more you can review these concepts, it just becomes like part of your brain through practice. And then you're able to like more easily identify stuff until eventually you're at the level of like me, where I was literally typing a comment and then I caught it right there and was able to change it like even before I posted it. So I'd love to hear your perspective, Barbara, on this question before we wrap it up.
So my perspective on this is, again, it becomes brain surgery for me. And when you have the numbers to a sales page that's semi-converting, and when I say semi, there's some people that have a sales page and they have 0 sales. So if you have sales, freaking pat yourself in the back and say, I have a winner, right? Because they don't have any sales. So you want to start with that. Number 2, why it becomes like a surgical procedure for me is because if I change the headline along with images, and I know Katya is one of my clients, so if I didn't already tell her this, she's probably going to hit me later. But if I'm changing a headline, I don't want to change any of the other components. And if I do change the other components, I just want to change like one at a time, because the difference between you making $200,000 on this one sales page, or even 10,000 or 5,000, and then you switch that headline and now you go down to $1,000, you're like, whoa, where did I leave that? Let me put it back how it was. And if anything, let me test something new and put it up against this control. So you want to be very tactical and very careful on what it is that you're testing. And so what I like to do, what I always coach people on, is test with an ad, test with a post. If you have posts on your Facebook page or on your Instagram or wherever, and those are getting high lovable likes, you know you've got a really good thing. And Katya in particular had a blog post that was getting so much traffic, but no conversions, right? And before you knew it, the changes that we were making were just one change after the other. But it's because at the same time, she had started with a page that was more about me, the product. So we started off already with that type of page. So one baby step at a time. You can do a whole revamp like I did with you, Katya, and that's just because I already saw that yours was more about the company and the company and the company. And then you could do a basic, I like to use a basic template. I have a template that I use, and it's like headline. And I know you have one too, Jamie. And it's kind of like your body copy, your closing, et cetera, and all the marketers, people that do the back end work, they have one too. So as soon as you start playing around with it and you get familiar with it, you know which one you're going to use. And so it just becomes easier, but it's definitely brain surgery when you're doing it.
Absolutely. And thank you so much, Katya, for your question. And thank you, everyone, Simi and Gavin, who have been asking their questions throughout I am able to every once in a while flip back between to the live comments and see what's going on. But I really appreciate how engaged you guys are. So I really, like I said earlier, I really, really hope now that after this presentation, you can clearly see the ways that company logic affects every decision that you make as far as how you're structuring your sales process, how you're creating your marketing, and how it can blind you from actually being able to see the mistakes or the blocks that are preventing you from making the sales. And, I was about to say online, but I do want to again emphasize, I've tried to emphasize this throughout the presentation, that the context we're discussing right now is online, because of coronavirus and everything going on. But this can just as easily be applied to in-person sales, on the phone sales, talking to people in whatever, actual immediate context sales. And this is the way that you train sales teams. Barbara knows it. I know it. We've both worked training sales teams before and doing stuff like evaluating call center scripts and everything like that. So all I have to say to you is that this stuff works. And I hope that you feel like you have a toolbox now that you can use to identify some of what's going on in your sales process and have an idea of what strategies you can use to try to change it, and asking yourself different questions so that you can start to evaluate what's going on with customer logic. So let me tell you guys that this is a big, big, big picture mindset shift to make, but you're not going to have much success online selling until you do, or selling at all. And here's the thing is that I know that this is a lot of information to absorb. Okay. This has been, we said 45 minutes, but I didn't want to cut any of you guys short. I wanted to I'm here to give value. You know what I mean? I want you to be able to take this presentation and immediately start applying and making changes to your business. But I get that this is a lot of information to absorb. So maybe you're feeling a little overwhelmed, or you're excited because you want to take action and start applying this to your business right now, but you don't know where to start, and you want to keep asking me and Barbara questions about your specific business, which let me tell you, we are so excited to keep answering. I love answering your questions. I know she loves answering your questions, and I want to work with you on your specific business. And I have something really exciting, because you know that me and Barbara are not going to leave you guys hanging. So we have been able to put together something really exciting and really incredible for you guys. So I'm going to show you how you can get clarity exactly on how to move forward in your business. I want to exit this little PowerPoint thing. Oh no, sorry, my computer just beeps really loudly in my ear because I have this thing called focus mode. I guess when I make something full screen on my computer, it doesn't show me any notifications. And then as soon as I make it not full screen, it yells at you really, really loud. So here, I want to show you something really exciting that Barbara and I have put together. And this is a way that you can keep working with us one-on-one and getting feedback about your specific business and how to move forward. It's called the Marketing Accelerator program, and I'm going to show you exactly how to check it out. So you're going to go to your internet browser. You're going to type in Jamie, Jamie, and Barbara maybe has a helpful thing for you, a helpful banner that will show you really big how to spell it.
I would. Let me get that.
So it's JAMIEDOER .thrive. We want you to thrive. cart.com/map. Because this is the Marketing Accelerator program, and you are going to get the map of step-by-step actions that you need to move your business forward and make more sales. And you're going to be working directly with me and Barbara through the private community in the Marketing Accelerator program, where you can get our feedback on what it is that you have questions about your specific business. So she's got this helpful banner up for you right now. So go right now to Jamie, Jamie, doer.thrivecart.com/map, because again, we want you to thrive. So let me tell you a little bit about the Marketing Accelerator program. Barbara and I have developed a 3-phase system. It's a 90-day program where we're going to help you do a discovery on your business so that we can identify. Sorry, I'm like looking at what my dog is doing. He's not being very good. Barbara, you talk. I have to yell at my dog for a second.
For sure.
Actually, wait. I'll just. Oh, I have a
shoe. I remind
shoe.
everybody that tomorrow we're going to be on at 8 p.m. as well. And, there's going to be action like what Jamie's giving us right now. You're going to learn from a couple of ladies from the Bayside area over in San Francisco. So you can join us tomorrow. And don't forget to join because, as you can see, everybody has golden nuggets.
He is like destroying my couch right now. But look at
We're
this.
sorry. We're
This
so
is
to the couch.
That's the face of a dog who doesn't care at all. He's like not even sorry. But okay, so here's the thing is that Barbara and I have developed a really cool 3-part process where we're going to work with you to identify these specific parts in your business that are creating friction so that you don't have to do it all by yourself. And that's going to be the foundation for us together, you and us, creating the steps that you have to take to increase the sales in your business. So after we identify what the weak points are, we're going to start picking out what parts of the process we need to redo. So that's all phase 1, lays the foundation for the rest of how we're going to work together. Then what we do in the second phase of the whole thing, this is the hardcore, fun, down in the grassroots action part where we're going to be giving you advice and tips and feedback and helping you rewrite your sales pages, rewrite your product pages, and everything like that. And as like Katya is making changes to her sales pages, and then she has questions for me and Barbara, and we're going to be able to answer your questions and give you tips and advice on how you should change things as you're working on them so that you can get the benefit of both of our years of experience. And, more importantly, I think than years of experience, literally like tens of millions of dollars in revenue generated experience between the both of us. I mean, on just one of us, but both of us combined, it's like you literally could not be getting better advice. And then finally, we're going to help you. We're not going to, okay, we redid your stuff and push you out and good luck, goodbye, like let us know how it goes. Absolutely not, you guys. We're going to be with you through the process of relaunching either your marketing assets or your sales assets. And here's the thing is that it's different for every business, okay? Like we get that it's different for every business, every industry and stuff like that. That's why as much as we love to do these types of group classes, we want to take it smaller and get like an elite group who wants to work hands-on with us in their business so that we can give you the specific advice that I know that you want, the specific advice for your exact situation. And that's what you can get from us in the Marketing Accelerator program. And then we're going to support you through the launch process, through this design thinking type of, you do a test, get the results, how do you interpret those results? That part can be confusing, but let me tell you guys, that is where the money is made. And that is why you definitely want the help and support from 2 conversion rate optimization experts like us. So again, all you have to do is you're just going to open up your browser. You're going to go jamiedoer.thrivecart.com/map. It's going to take you exactly to this, and you can see all the fun and cool stuff that we're going to be doing together. And then you just put your email address into there and you're going to be able to sign up for the Marketing Accelerator program.
I'm a little bit scared because I didn't read that before you posted it there. So now I'm thinking, like, I hope she's not saying I'm going to give her my firstborn, but you can definitely have her because she's awesome too.
I know.
But
That's
I'm
actually
looking
for
for her
our,
in
you
1
know,
minute.
for our 100th subscriber sign up. We're gonna
We're going to give
give
away
you.
Ben, your dog.
Yeah. Oh no, they don't want Ben. They'll return him. Me and my girlfriend always joke that like I'm glad that I adopted him from the shelter because I think if somebody else adopted him, they would have returned him. He's fucking wild.
No. He's just got a great personality. But I do want to emphasize on what Jamie's saying. And let me tell you this, you know, for you viewers out there, and thank you for hanging in there for this whole moment. Not only did we give you some tidbits on how to write copy, the importance of different perspective and minimizing the frictions in your sales funnel, but most importantly, this amazing accelerator, the marketing accelerator program. I don't think it's for everyone. As a matter of fact, it's not for everyone. So if it's not,
we're not going to accept everyone.
Yeah, if it's not for you, you know, and if you feel uncomfortable with it or whatever you're at, or maybe you're a really great business, but you're just coming onto digital, you don't know where to go, I highly recommend that you connect with me and Jamie on the Entrepreneur TV.
I'm going to show them that for sure in a second. And so, you know, you guys, like, what you should all do right now is check out the Marketing Accelerator program, okay?
Yeah, I do want you to look at it for sure.
Like make that decision for yourself, but it's a 90-day program. It's extremely affordable because we just like it pains us when people who we love, who are so passionate about what they do, are struggling and not seeing the results that they want. And so Barbara and I tried to figure out, you know, because look, both of us sell, like, our done for you services are really extremely expensive and we work with huge companies. But what kills, you know, me personally inside, and I know Barbara too, is that not everybody is in the place right now where you can work with us at that level. But that doesn't mean that we don't want to help you. That's exactly why we do classes just like this. And, you know, I could be watching TV right now. I could be watching Jersey Shore, okay? But I'm here helping you with your marketing because I love you. And so just at least check out the Marketing Accelerator program, because even if you don't decide to join us, you guys, this is an example in action of everything that you just learned in this presentation. Okay, so go right now to the URL that Barbara has up, jamiedore.thrivecart.com/map, because this is something I'm giving you for free. Like, swipe this, take this, learn from this.
I really love that you're saying that, and you're saying such good stuff. And I want to tell you something. My passion, and I know you shared your passion, right? My passion literally comes from like super humble beginnings. And I want to just interject with a quick personal story.
Yeah.
I literally didn't finish high school, right? I became a millionaire at the age of like 21. Why I do this, I literally have like a big history of, you know, mental health issues where I really was in deep depression, things like that. So for me, if I can touch one business owner, one, you know, I go by this thing that Mother Teresa said. She was on the bus going from one convent to the other. And she said, I'm not going to impact anybody if I go from convent to convent, right? What she did is she got off that bus. She said, I'm going to start by foot impacting one person at a time. And this is before she became Mother Teresa, who everybody became, you know, she became famous and everybody knew her. So when I read that, I said, yeah, like I can go to conventions, I can hang out and kick it with people that, you know, we have product, we're selling, we're starting business, we're starting a platform, whatever the case may be. But really, like my heart, like I saw how much people just were so thankful and grateful. And somebody did it for me, right? I said I was a high school dropout. Well, I didn't drop out, but I was, long story. I'm not going to go into that. But the point is, all I want to say is this is my way of paying it forward. You know, this is my way of sharing it. This is like, I mean, Katya more than anyone knows. And I have a lot of clients, but Katya's a special client. I mean, Katya gets a run, like she gets every single cent that she pays me. She'll like call me at 6 a.m. like, well, you know, this is what's going to happen. But my point where I'm going with that is like, I don't care who it is. I'm going to wake up and I'm going to look at your stuff and I'm going to say, it needs this and needs that. And who else do I have to talk to? You know, she's one of my many clients, but I treat her like she's my only client. And that's my goal for each individual client, That's my goal with people like Jamie that I work with. That's my goal with my team that works with me and for me. And so for me, I just want to impact one person at a time. If I die today, I want people just to simply say, remember that woman, remember Barbara, remember when she said this? That changed my life. So that's why I do it. So definitely go check this out. Definitely swipe that. She writes some good copy. Like, sometimes I still get stuck. I'm going to go swipe it. I'm not going to lie. I'm going to see that tomorrow when I'm running something different. And so who cares? We're in this together. And that's why me and Jamie are really up to making a movement here. Mm-hmm. We on Entrepreneur TV are going to be bombarding it with all kinds of videos. And it's videos for you to implement, use, and take onto your business. Because again, it's not for everybody. Everybody's at a different stage. There's people on here watching us right now that they're like, holy crap, I have no clue. There's other people that are watching us right now and they're like, I have to implement this right now because that for me means an increase of 200K, right?
Yeah.
So it's so different, the people that you run into. So don't stop coming to our events. Don't stop asking questions. Shout out with me, do shout outs with me and Jamie and I, and ask questions. And I love that we're going to be in that group, because she said, how are we going to talk to these people? And I said, in the group is fantastic.
Yeah, because everybody should learn. Everybody should learn. Here's the thing, you guys, is watching somebody else get coached, you can also learn from what is being said to that person. So what's so exciting about the Marketing Accelerator program is it's based around classes just like this, where it's just you guys and us, and we're going to be taking you on to some of the sessions with us. Like when we're in the part of doing the goals, we're going to be picking you guys and bringing you onto the calls with us so that you can tell us what your goals are and we can help you work through that process. When it comes to working through your, whether you have to redo your website, your emails, it's going to be different for everyone. And it's okay, because we are just that good that we're able to handle that. And when it comes to that part and you're doing the editing and you're feeling stuck and you want to know, what would Jamie say? What would Barbara say here? Well, we're going to be doing a call and we're going to be pulling you onto the call so that we can look at your stuff together and we can coach you through it and give you suggestions. And you get, of course, all of the rights to use what it is that we create as the Marketing Accelerator program. So I love, Barbara, that you were talking about the different levels that people are at. So if you're watching this right now, I highly, highly, highly encourage you to go check this out just for the swipe. And if you think that it will be a great fit for you, we look forward to having you. But what if you're not ready? What if you're not ready to join the Marketing Accelerator program? Here's what I would do. I would tell you right now to go to Facebook. And if your name was Barbara, I would tell you maybe to go to the other banner and we're going to go search. We're going to search.
In my defense, you sent me that when we were already live.
I know. We're going to search Entrepreneur TV. Oh God, that's us. That's so cute. Okay. So we're going to search Entrepreneur
live.
TV on Facebook, and you should like the page. You should follow the page, because this is, the hub of all the free classes that we're putting out and stuff like that. And again, like we were talking about, we're not, jerk people who take stuff down that's valuable. Like, we want to build a legacy and help you build a legacy, help you provide for your family, help you help your clients by serving them. And we're going to be building a huge content library out for you guys through Entrepreneur TV. So if you want to keep up to date with all the free content and resources that we're going to be putting out, then go to Facebook right now and search Entrepreneur TV, or if you want to type it into your URL bar, it's facebook.com/entrepreneur television. So if you're just, not ready to the point that you want to join us yet in the Marketing Accelerator program, it's really affordable, you guys. Just go look at the page. I'm sure that you can do it. If you've bought a video game system ever, you can afford 3 months of coaching with us. And then you could buy 10 video game systems. Okay. Calm down. But if you don't, even if you're not ready to join us in the Marketing Accelerator program, go to the page, swipe it, and learn from it. Keep that as something that you can reference. Then go to facebook.com/entrepreneur television and like the page so that you can be sure to get all of our free resources. And what if you're someone like Barbara was talking about, where you're like, geez, if I could just start applying this stuff tomorrow, I fully understand how much more money it could make me. Like, I'm at the level where if I could just make a 10% increase in my company's annual revenue in 1 month, that would be amazing. That would be like my whole year's goal accomplished in just that short period of time. But I don't have time. I don't have time to do it myself. Well, here is the thing. You can hire me and Barbara and our team to take care of everything for you, to do everything for you. We'll have a discovery, we'll create a plan together for your business, and then everything will be hands off, turnkey, done for you. And you can just lay back, kick back, bring your cell phone to the beach just to check in on your sales numbers while you're hanging out with your family. And me and Barbara are like working really hard and like going crazy because we care about getting results for you. So if that sounds like you, then what I want you to do right now is go to facebook.com/entrepreneurtv and just send us a message. Slide into those DMs and say, hey, love your stuff. I'm ready to start my project. And it's just that easy. And we will set up a meeting with you so that you can stop sweating the small stuff. Let us sweat that small stuff and you just enjoy the increased revenue that we're making you. Okay. So thank you so much, everybody who joined us today. I am extremely excited to see you on Entrepreneur TV in the Marketing Accelerator program and sliding up into our DMs.
And I just have a final few notes for everyone who's been watching since day one. And I know a few of you have been here with me. Thank you for hanging in there. This is all great information. We all have businesses. And like I've been saying from the beginning, since Monday, at this moment, a lot of new businesses are going to be built. They're going to be born. Your business may pivot. What we're teaching here are fundamentals that will always work no matter what you're doing. And that's what I love about Jamie and I, and even the rest of the speakers that you're going to meet, is that I really take my time to vet these folks. Like Jamie, this is not her first run with me. We actually do live events. We present together, right?
Oh, I was split tested.
Yeah,
and I passed.
Yes, I mean, there's a lot of people out there producing, and I've worked with a lot of people. They've been my speakers. And if they don't follow through, or they just don't communicate, or they don't even reach out, I truly, honestly vet these people. But Jamie and I are on a mission. We're powering the Entrepreneur TV whole brand and just going to be pumping really great content, meaty content. And we really, really want you to share it with other folks, because just like we're sharing it with you, please do me a favor and share it with others. Thank you so much all for watching. Tomorrow, 8 p.m. Eastern, we're going to have the ladies from the Bay Area. They're going to go over prototype thinking. They have a great background. I'll be posting that in Entrepreneur TV. So look for that broadcast to come out. So anything else you want to leave with, Jamie?
Yeah, thank you for handing me that. Somebody just wrote the sweetest comment, and I was like, this will be the perfect note to end on, actually. Jim Webb says, thanks for the info. I need this help now more than ever. Thank you so much, Jim. And thank you, Enrique. Thank you, everyone, for watching. And I am honestly, I just can't tell you how happy I am to help you and help your business. And I am really glad to share everything today with you. And I look forward to sharing with you all in the future on Entrepreneur Television. Okay. So, if getting into this quarter's cohort of Marketing Accelerator program is not for you, you can, don't worry, just keep in touch with us on Entrepreneur Television, because I'm not going away and I'm still going to be here for you and your business. Okay. So is Barbara. We're going to be there for you on Entrepreneur Television and hanging out and chilling with you guys there, all for free. And, we're not here to teach some bullshit 101 stuff. We're teaching you, this is the advanced, this presentation is a million times more advanced than anything else. And this is what we're sharing for free. Okay. So think about what we're sharing in the Marketing Accelerator program, or if you work with us privately. Now, What should you do if you want to continue learning about copywriting? What's a good next step for you to take after this video? Definitely make sure that you join my free 1-month sales copywriting course where you're going to learn step-by-step processes for research, strategy, and of course, even more in-depth techniques on how to write stuff like sales pages and email sequences like you just learned today. You definitely want to join that and check that out at jamiedoerschuck.com/funnel. Also, if you want to join a community of smart marketers and business owners just like you, then come join our secret society. You'll find that at the Marketing Nerd Crew, jamiedoerschuck.com/crew. That's a place where we can connect with each other. You can get advice, not just from me, but also from professional marketers and high-level business owners just like yourself. Also, I heavily moderate the group so you can be sure that there's nobody in there trying to scam you or sell you anything. You can find that link at jamiedoerschuck.com/crew, and you can find all the links that we just talked about as well as all the other places of the Marketing Nerd community in the description below. So if you like this video, then remember to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel so that you don't miss any of my next free actionable marketing strategies. Thank you so much again for watching this far. I really appreciate it. If you decide to give any of these strategies that you learned in this video a try, please leave a comment and let me know how it goes because I would love to hear from you. Also, if you're looking for something to watch next, definitely check out these 2 videos that just popped up on the screen for you because I've personally selected them to follow what you're watching right now so you know that you're gonna love them. Thank you so much once again for watching today's video, and I'll see you next week. Bye for now.